Welcome to Year 1 English lesson on understanding emotions here in Quandamuka country. The lesson is 1.2 and 3.5 teaching standards from ATSL. This continues on from previous lessons, reading the happy emoji where happy and sad emotions were introduced. The lesson covers ACARA curriculum code AC9E1LA01. The learning intentions seek to have students describe and identify some key emotions. The success criteria: I will be able to describe and demonstrate an emotion. Delivers a combination of learning styles specifically tailored to support two learners. William, who is a gifted and talented student who struggles for confidence when presenting in large groups. And Alina, who has a second language and is encouraged by social interactions. Strategy was used to introduce the activity where the students were instructed to collect at least one image or emotion hidden in the classroom and return to the circle to share their knowledge with the class. This demonstration of story sharing that Yakapura and Kirby outlined from the 8 Ways framework approaches literacy through an audible narrative. This teaching strategy benefits Alina, our EALD student, through and visual cues, practicing English by listening to peers, and verbal communication. Kinesthetic learning advantages EALD to do rather than communicate through written or oral language, confirms Gilajanani. Visuals used in our past lessons, happy and sad emojis, were included in the search quest. To support Alina, as Herzenberg affirms, activation of prior knowledge builds confidence to proceed. Use of the visual cues and audible communication supports oral and written language skills. For William, the higher level language and emotions were used, an opportunity to articulate his higher order thinking to the group in an informal manner. Vygotsky argues that opportunity to discuss enables William to organize his higher order thinking into unified speech. Collaboration with peers, such as this 8 Ways story sharing of Yakapura and Kirby, creates a learning environment where students are excited to share what they know, building confidence. The opportunity to gain prior knowledge through this hook activity will provide scaffolding for individual learning, supporting 1.2 of ATSL in the lesson. Explicit teaching is used to demonstrate the main lesson activities. Alina is supported through my use of key terms from prior lesson and repetition through visual aids. Tompkins and others affirms that explicit teaching strategies support students who have difficulty with English. For William, Hattie details that the use of explicit teaching directs him to clear understanding of the learning objective to enable him to independently achieve. In a classroom full of students learning a topic, differentiating supports multiple opportunities for understanding to be reached at differing levels, as Churchill and others examine. Differentiation seeks to personalise learning to see that no child is left behind, Tomlinson affirms. Classroom adjustments made in this lesson are to ensure we meet the Mabarthway Declaration Goal 1 to promote excellence and equality. Holistic approaches to lesson planning for William and Alina to seek to empower the learners. Carol Tomlinson encourages that personalising the manner the content is delivered empowers all learners to fulfil their potential. Language and can deeply consider key concepts. Higher order activities included in this lesson plan promote challenge and engagement as Bloom's taxonomy describes. These pre-prepared questions cater to classroom differentiation. For Alina, these questions include less complex language, example happy and sad, with many visual cues. Modelling strategies demonstrate with visual and auditory instruction. The task broken down and then repeated with peers modelling around her. Offering multiple visual cues supports her understanding, enabling Alina and her classmates to understand what's expected as Quinn and Driver determine. Modelling and cues supports William's expressive higher language abilities as Gibson. Formative assessments have been used throughout my lesson through observations during class, open-ended questions, informal tasks and presentations. Thumbs up, thumbs down questions quickly supports me to assess the student's comprehension during the lesson, as Hal determines this to guide this and future lessons. The product has been adapted to ensure a wide variety of formative assessments, and feedback is offered to provide varied opportunities to meet each child's skills and abilities. With the ability to quickly grasp new information with advanced reading and comprehension skills, Vysotsky confirms Williams requires higher level material to challenge and engage him. Adjustments to the complexity of the type of emotions and their language to describe them were made in all activities. Particular opportunity for him to express the emotions via an iPad extension game are offered. Scaffolding to offer differing levels of adjustment encourage William to achieve high standards to reach his potential to be effective in challenging all abilities. Activity supports students' confidence, such as Alina, as Herzenberg confirms this engages them and activates students' ability to progress. Through peer and teacher feedback and assessment tasks, students are provided the probability of students connecting relatability that supports cognitive function. Redman and Allen align. Observing the class complete formative assessment along with open-ended questions allows me to deem if the content is understood by students to guide me to progress the lesson, like McLeod and Reynolds determine. Additional time allocation for completion of work for Alina and additional visual cues enable rich opportunity for understanding. Lee confirms that students learn at almost double the speed of others when formative assessments are tailored. The conclusion of the Polaroid activity exit slip we used again to collaborate and offer understanding.